On July 4th, 1776, delegates to the Second Continental Congress from 13 of Britain's North American colonies, meeting in Philadelphia, ratified and signed a Declaration of Independence separating their new nation from England. The delegates understood that if other nations were to see them as anything other than rebels, they would have to explain why they were taking such an extraordinary step. So they began the Declaration of Independence with a philosophical principle that rejected the very idea of kings. "We hold these truths to be self-evident," the delegates wrote, "that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Men create governments to secure those rights," they wrote, "and a government is legitimate only if those who live under it consent to it. When a government destroys those rights, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it, and replace it with the kind of new government they judge most likely to secure their safety and happiness." By nature, they wrote, people are slow to change their government. But when a long pattern shows a ruler is trying to become a dictator, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such a government. Then they listed 27 ways in which King George III was destroying their liberties. He refused to agree to laws necessary for the public good. He was destroying the right of citizens to representation in government. He had stopped immigration. He had kept standing armies in the land in times of peace without the consent of colonial legislatures. He had tried to make the military independent of civilian power. The king had agreed to laws that cut off trade with the rest of the world, imposed taxes without the consent of the people. He had made judges dependent not on the law, but on his will alone, deprived people of the right to trial by jury, transported people to other countries to be tried for pretended offenses, and declared Parliament's right to legislate for us in all cases whatsoever. When the colonists had asked for relief, they had been met only with harsher laws. A prince whose character is thus marked by every act which may define a tyrant is unfit to be the ruler of a free people, the delegates declared. And so, as representatives of the United States of America, they wrote, "In the name and by authority of the good people of these colonies, they did solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are, and of right ought to be, free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is, and ought to be, totally dissolved, and that as free and independent states they have full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and to do all other acts and things which independent states may, of right, do." By putting their names to this document, the delegates were writing themselves into history as the founders of a new nation, if they succeeded, and signing their own death warrants should they fail. In support of the Declaration, they wrote, "With a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor."